Okay, today is April the 19th, 2017, and right now at 8:50 p.m. we have a temperature of 62 degrees in the foothills. We've got a relative humidity of 62%. The barometer is reading 30.02 inches, and the dew point is 49 degrees. And right now we're looking at the northeast Pacific rainbow loop, and we see that there is a big storm out in the Pacific, in the central Pacific. That is a 983 millibar system right here, which has a transmitter working on the core of that system. This is probably a phased array microwave transmitter, which is generating this right angle, this rectangle. And what they're doing is trying to split the frontal system away from the center of that system without being too obvious about it. We can see as we zoom in on this shot here. This is the western U.S. Infrared loop right here. We can see when they turn the power back on right here, or rather when they turn it off, this frontal system rebuilds and wraps back around into the center of that system. So we've got a right angle, actually a rectangle here. That's the transmitter at work, separating the center from the frontal system. And what they're doing now to cover their tracks, they don't want to make this look too obvious, but we can still see the right angle feature. But they're pulsing the power, and the way we know that is because of the signature right here. This frontal system actually stops. It actually peels away. They chop it up right here, and then it rebuilds as the power is turned off. Okay, so let's go back to the other map here, and we can see what's going on. Plus, there's a blockade here. They've got a transmitter. The weather controllers have complete control of our weather here. They're blocking this moisture field right in this area. That transmitter is working right in this zone, and that is preventing this moisture from wrapping around and getting into this low pressure system. This is a storm, 983 millibar. Also, they've got high pressure installed between these two systems. Let's go back and look at the map again right here. And that is separating this storm from that gale. Now, Southern California right here has a forecast for 90-degree weather by Friday or Saturday right here. So we can see the high pressure is already starting to build right in this area. We can see the black area filling out for the weekend. Tomorrow will be Thursday. So we've got high pressure building in right now. As I mentioned, the barometer is 30.02, which is up a little bit. Or excuse me, that's a little bit, it's down a little bit actually. But we did have mostly clear skies in the foothill areas today. There was actually natural clouds in the skies today over the mountains, and they looked like they had been blown apart. They were these cumulus clouds looked all chopped up and nothing like they should look when they're rising up over the mountains. There should be billowing clouds, and these were all chopped up. They looked like they had been blasted apart. So the same operation was going on today over the mountains. I didn't capture any of that on video today. Now, also we had reports on the channel that there was chemtrailing in the desert areas of Southern California and also in Arizona and other areas. We can see the frontal system of this gale is moving through Northern California. There's a lot of heavy rain up in Northern California and also Oregon and Washington. The main focus right now is to block this system from moving into Southern California. And so the weather controllers, the terrorists controlling our weather, have put high pressure right on top of this jet stream. Let's look at the jet stream map, and we can see that flow pattern is still moving right into the entire state, Southern California as well as Northern California. So we've got jet stream flow, and we've got moisture, except for these transmitters, which have chopped up the moisture in the jet stream flow. And we can see that right here. It's all broken up here and right through here. And all this should be moving right into California and dumping rain all throughout the entire state. And we can see some outflow right in this area. That's where the high pressure is being installed. We'll take a look at the pressure maps here real quick. This is the sea level pressure map. And this is a surface to upper level low pressure storm system right here. And then we have this huge area of high pressure which has suddenly popped up in the last couple of days right here. And that's why we're seeing the outflow on that infrared map. Here's the 500 millibar map. See that storm? We have a lot of squiggly lines here, once again, and also right down here over Mexico. And we'll show you what's going on with these squiggly lines here in the maps in a second. Now here's the, the 300 millibar map. Here's that upper level low. And the squiggly lines all through the entire U.S. on the western side. Let's go back to the map again. And we can see here in the infrared map that this area here is being targeted. They are trying to separate this system from this gale. We got two weather systems here, and they're maintaining a separation right in here. And so we can see a lot of evaporation going on right in this area where they're installing high pressure. And this is a much better view. Let's take a look. Watch how this area clears out. And of course, we've got high pressure being installed right down here. And we're seeing purple on the map. That's the very dry conditions down here on the far left of the scale versus the wet and deep pockets of water vapor, which are indicated down here on the far right. We can see the red here in this storm. That indicates a very deep column of water vapor all through that area, that frontal system. Okay, so here is the this is the surface analysis map. We've got high pressure. This is popped up, and this is going to move north. This system's actually moving to the east-northeast. We've got low pressure doesn't flow to high pressure, obviously, so we've got high pressure here, which is going to jockey and be jockeyed up to the north by the terrorists controlling our weather, and this is going to move, and they will eventually follow this and just push it north. That's what's going to happen. Okay. Now here's the Gulf of Mexico map. I was watching a vortex here spinning fairly vigorously yesterday and the day before, right in this area. And we can see that today this is broken down. They're hitting this with a transmitter to break it up. This would otherwise probably turn into a hurricane if they left it alone. These waters are pretty warm. I don't have the temperature chart up today, but we'll take a look at that next video. Right in this area, there should be a storm brewing right here, but they've beat that down. Now, on the East Coast map, you see a lot of what looks like thunderstorm and wild weather just here in Kansas and Nebraska, or actually right over here. I don't know what these states are. I've forgotten. I know that's Illinois. Maybe this is Iowa or something, but a lot of wild weather right in this area. You can see a transmitter right in this area, so that would be generating probably a lot of hail, wind right here in this area, Nebraska, maybe even the South Dakota area. Okay, so here's the swell report. We have 17-foot seas right off of Northern California as this gale moves onshore, and also we have this big storm out here, which is generating 15-foot seas right here near the outer edges of the center. Keep an eye on all that. Okay, so in the meantime, we'll leave it here, and we can see the effect that transmitter is having on the frontal system as they pulse that power on and off. Watch how this edge here, this rebuilds. The power, when it's on, cuts off. It chops off that frontal system. It wants to peel off. We've got clockwise rotation here. When they turn the power off, it rebuilds and wants to wind around. They don't keep the power on because that will generate a really nice square looking right angle. And of course that is more evidence of what they're doing. So they're being a little more careful about how they do their work. Okay, that's it. We'll do another one later.